dialogue bubble, and a whole lot of trouble. It's Rhyme and Reason 566.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're here.
Hey there, Tony here. Got a question for you. Are you a fan of superhero comic books, or were you ever a fan of, like when you were a kid? If so, then you're probably familiar with those ubiquitous dialogue bubbles, right? It's also known as a speech bubble or speech balloon, a dialogue balloon, maybe even a conversation cloud. And maybe you're already saying, seriously, Tony, you're going to babble on about a bubble? Well, I don't think I would have put it that way, although technically I did because it was me who just said that, right? But yeah, I'm going to give you another one of those closer looks into the inner workings of my contemplating mind. Oh no, we're going into those places. Oh honey, get the TV guide. Okay, there's more than one kind of dialogue bubble, by the way. I'll say that. Let me get that point out there. In those comic books, you could see one kind of bubble for a character that you see, and you could see another kind of bubble for a character who's speaking but not visible in that frame or a panel, that particular square of a comic strip or a comic book. And then there are the thought bubbles with little circles leading up to the larger circle. That's, thought bubbles, thinking. And bubbles with a jagged outline. They usually represent screaming, something like that. Some comic strips and comic books use whisper bubbles even, and they draw those with a dotted outline instead of a solid line. And apparently that conveys the softer sound of a whisper. And you might find colored bubbles or slimy-looking monster bubbles and even icicle bubbles. These are all dialogue bubbles, and that list is bubbling over. You're so funny, Tony. But it all makes sense when you pause and think about it. I mean, after all, language is complicated, and it's full of expression and emotion and nuance. So it's really only natural that comic books and comic strip artists and writers would want to get as much of that across as possible, right? But before I go any further on this subject, I'll tell you right now, none of that is the reason I thought of sharing all this. Nope. My reason is actually more comedically sinister, let's say, put it that way. Because as I've been watching these snippets of debates online, those with the presidential candidates and vice presidential, etc., I started thinking about what it would look like if the debaters and the moderators had dialogue bubbles over their heads. And I could imagine how it would all start out, clearly enough, and there's just a, 1-over-1, just like in a comic strip frame, just a couple of bubbles. But then the egos and the political agendas would rear their ugly heads, and suddenly the screen would be literally filled with bubbles of just about every style and name, especially the jagged ones, and the red angry ones, and maybe the intermittent icicle bubbles when someone's blood runs cold. It'd make that old Batman TV show, like in the fight scene with their bubbles, pow, zap, buff, splat. It'd make that look like a Rocky Mountain sky. And in case you don't know, Rocky Mountain sky is often cloudless or almost cloudless. Okay, I know it's never going to be done because for some of those debates and so-called discussions, there just wouldn't be enough screen room over time. And I still think it'd be fun to watch if a crack team of animators, hello Pixar, put something like that together, and that's what I would call must-see TV. Let me share a little message in a conversation cloud. And it won't have to be jagged because I won't be talking loud. I just want to tell you thank you for the times you're tuning in to my Tony Flights of Fancy when I take thoughts for a spin. Okay, there's my bubble, and I'll cause you no more trouble in this episode. Thanks for tuning in. This is Tony from TonyFunderburk.com, where there's a merch tab over there. You can get that t-shirt that says, Life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a